Hello everyone, this is Shashi Raj. I am going to start video instructions to few typical problems related to modeling and finite element laboratory. And in this video lecture, I am going to cover few typical problems on trusses. Consider problem number 3 from your MFE manual. It is a symmetric structure. You have to solve this both by using symmetric condition as well as full model and compare the results. And to solve this problem in ANSYS, I'm going to open ANSYS. I'll set the preferences to structural. The very first step is to choose element type. I have to choose element type link 180, that is a commonly used or basic element for trusses and bars. Choose that element, close this window. Next, define the material model: structural, linear, elastic, isotropic. Young's modulus for this problem, there are two materials. Steel, I am taking it as 200 gigapascal is 10 power 3 Newton per mm square. Poisson's ratio is not required. Click OK and insert one more material for aluminium, material number 2, for which I am adding the Young's modulus of 70 GPa, that is 70 E3. Click OK. So two material models are created. First one is steel, second one is aluminium. Next, define the sections. Link, add 1, click OK. You can give some name for that, section 1, and here we have to enter the area value. Area value is 100 mm square. Enter that. Then go to modeling, create key points in active coordinate system. 0, 0, 0 is the first coordinate I am entering. Second, I am entering 866 for x coordinate and y coordinate is 500. And third one is into 2 and 0. And fourth one is 866 and height is 1500. These are the 4 key points for constructing the full model. I am constructing lines. This is a geometric model for the full problem. Next, I have to go for meshing. Meshing is done in 3 stages. First one is setting the attributes. Picked lines. See this line, this line, this line and this line. These 4 are made up of steel material. So material number 1. Section is same for all. Click on apply. Select the central one. Click OK and change the material number to 2. Section is same for that also. Click OK. Next, size controls. Second step it is lines, all lines, number of element divisions 1, divided. Next, go to mesh, lines, pick all. Now it is meshed. To see the node numbers and element numbers, you can go to numbering here and switch on node numbers and element numbers here. Click OK. Now you can see all these are element numbers and all these are numbers which are shown in at the nodes. There are node numbers. You can always list the coordinates of key points or nodes to check the coordinate of each node or key point entered using this. If you want to switch on the cross sections and see, you can come here, style, size and shape, display of element, switch on. It shows the cross section like this. I'll switch off the cross section, it is not required for me. Switch off like this. Now I have to apply the boundary conditions. So loads, define loads, apply structural displacement on nodes or on key point, anyone. So here and here it is hinged. So select those two and say all degrees of freedom, click OK. And force on nodes, at this node there is a force of Fy component and it is upward direction, so positive 25 E3 kilonewton, 25 kilonewton it is, so 25 E3 you have to enter, apply. Then fourth node you select and apply load of 50 kilonewton here, click OK. So it is applied. Now you can solve this problem by going into solution, solve, current load step, close this, click OK. Solution is done. Go to general post processor, plot results, deformed shape, deformed plus undeformed will give you a deformed shape. You can see the maximum displacement is 2.81238 mm. You can see the displacement in color plots, color contours. You can say displacement vector sum here with displaced deformed model, you can check. See, maximum displacement is happening here. And individually at each node what is the displacement, that you can check in list results, nodal solution, DOF solution, displacement vector sum, click OK. You can see node number 1 is here, 3 is here. So at 1 and 3 you can see displacement is 0 totally. Node number 2 is here, it is having a y displacement of 2.6285 mm, the positive y direction. Node number 4 is here, which is undergoing a displacement of 2.8124 mm in the positive y direction. You can record this solution in the record book. Next you can check the reaction solution here itself, list results, all items you can check. Now you can see node number 1 and 3 are constrained, so there you get the reaction forces. At node 1 you have a reaction force in x direction minus 36,826 and y direction it is minus 375,000. Similarly at node 3 also you can check the reaction solution, and after checking the reaction you can verify the force balance also between applied load and reaction. Very important thing is we want to define the stresses for defining all the elements. So go to element table, define table, add by sequence number ls, 1 for axial stress, define LEPL, 1 for axial strain, define SMISC 1 for member force. Okay. For ANSYS versions 19.1 and 19.2, before defining this element table, you have to go to read results last set. You have to read results last set, you have to do, then come back to element table, define table and define this. Otherwise it cannot define the items. You can list all these three whatever you have defined now like this. Now element 1, which is, let us plot the elements. See, element 1 is here, is undergoing so much axial stress, so much axial strain and so much is a force experienced by it. And similarly element 2, element 3, element 4, element 5, maximum stress is happening at element number 3, which is here. And also element number 4, both are same, 3 and 4 are experiencing same stress because it is symmetry. This completes the first problem, and you can animate this here, deformed shape can be animated. This is how the structure deform. first problem. You need to remember the sequence numbers for stress, strain and member force. These are the two ways in which you can solve. I have solved the full problem. Now I'll solve the symmetric problem. In symmetry modeling, you see the load has to be divided by 2, and area of cross section of the central member is also divided by 250 mm square. Have to take. So let us modify the same database. Go back to preprocessor. I'll clear this mesh, clear lines, pick all. So mesh is cleared now. I'll delete the extra lines. Go to lines and below. These two lines I'll delete. They are not required. So only this is sufficient for symmetric model. But I have to define one more cross section for steel. Steel is 50 mm square now. So add cross section number 2, click OK. Section 2 I'll say, and area is 50, click OK. So second set is defined now. Now go to meshing, mesh attributes, pick lines. First these two lines are made up of steel, so material number 1, section 1, apply. Central element we choose, change it to material number 2, that is aluminum, section 2, click OK. Size controls, all lines, number of element divisions 1, click OK. Mesh lines, pick all. This is a meshed model. You can see the element numbers and node numbers now. Now apply the boundary conditions and loads. Apply structural displacement on nodes. On this node, you fix all DOF. But at these two nodes, they can move along y direction, but they are not allowed to move in x direction. So that's a boundary condition that you need to apply. It's a roller support. So on nodes, pick this node and this node, click OK, and unselect all DOF and select UX. You are constraining UX. You can see this is a roller support. So y direction they can move. Apply the forces on nodes. This node, load is Fy direction, but the magnitude should be 25 by 2, so 12.5 kilonewton there, and here it is 25 kilonewton. So 50 by 2 is 25, so 25 kilonewton is applied here. That's all. You can solve this problem. Solve, close, go to general post processor. Let us check the deformed shape. See, we are getting the same displacement, maximum displacement. You can check the deformation vector sum. Maximum displacement is happening here. List results. You can list the nodal solution, displacement at each node, 2 and 3 node. You can find out what is the displacement, and you can plot the or show the reactions at node number 1, 2 and 3. Say at 1 it is totally fixed, so you get Fx and Fy both, but at 2 and 3 they are constrained only along x direction, so you get reactions along x direction only. Then coming to element table, define table. Since I have defined already the sequence numbers, I don't have to define them again, but I have to update it. Before that, let us try to read the results. Last set, go to element table, define table, update. See, when I say update, it sets to current status. Now list the values. These are the stresses. See, element number 1 is this. You can plot elements and check. Element number 1 is this. It is undergoing 262.86 MPa stress. Element number 2 is this. It's undergoing maximum stress 281.24 MPa. Element 3 is undergoing 12.87 MPa. And these are the corresponding strains and member forces. This completes the first problem. Now we'll go to second problem, which is this. Here there are 3 or in fact 5 links which make the truss. but links 2, 3 and 3, 4, they are of no use because both the ends are constrained, so you don't have to model them. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, they are the links that you need to model. And problem says the temperature is increased for link 1 and 2, that is why it expands and it imposes forces on the other two links. So we have to obtain the thermal deformations and stresses. So to account thermal expansions, we need to include alpha value, linear expansion coefficient value in the material model, and we have to apply the temperature change in the load. So we'll try to solve this now. I'll clear this database and start from the beginning. Preferences I can set to structural, element type, link 180, material properties. Here the material property is given as 200 gigapascal, so 200 E3. Young's Poisson's ratio is not required. And alpha is entered here. You can see thermal expansion, secant coefficient, isotropic. So alpha value is 11.7 E minus 6 per degree Celsius. So enter that. Close this. Sections, link add 1. I'll write section 1, and area of the link is 100 mm square for all the three links. Now we'll go to modeling, create key points in active coordinate system. First one is 0, 0, 0. Next one is 1000 and minus 1000. Y coordinate is minus 1000. And next one is 1000, y coordinate is 0. And last one is plus 1000, 0. So this is the geometry key point that you need to create. Let us join them using straight lines from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. See, only 3 lines are sufficient. These lines are not required because they are not deforming. Both the ends are constrained for those two links, so you don't have to model them. Meshing, mesh attributes, picked lines. For all the 3 lines, same cross section and same material, so you don't have to set anything. Go to size controls, all lines, number of element divisions 1 you have to set, and mesh lines, pick all. Now you can check the element numbers and node numbers. Switch on these two. See, element number 1 is here, node number 1, 2, 3, 4, element number 2, element number 3. Next, boundary conditions I have to give. Define loads, apply structural displacement on nodes or on key points. I'll select all these 3 nodes together because all of them are constrained. So all DYF I am going to constrain for them. And temperature on elements. For this element, you select only this element, click OK and enter the temperature change. It is 50 mm, 50 degrees Celsius. So enter 50 degrees Celsius. You don't have to enter anything for all these, only first value you have to enter. Click OK. Temperature change is entered, that is delta T. And now solve this problem. Solve. Okay. Solution is done. Go to general post processor, read results, last set I can say, plot results, deformed shape, deformed plus undeformed. You can see because of expansion of this link, it pushes the other two links to move like this. So displacement is in this direction. And maximum displacement is 0.633 mm. And you can see the deformed shape like this, or element table. You can list the nodal displacements like this. See, element no, only node number 2 is displacing in x and y direction, and vector summation of these two, ux and uy, is so much. So effectively it is moving this much distance. Reaction solution, you can obtain reactions at node 1 3 4. You can obtain the reactions wherever boundary conditions are given. Element table, define table, add. So go to sequence number, by sequence number 1, SMISC1 is member force, less 1 is stress, EPL1 is strain. All three are defined. Close, go to list, select all the three values, click OK, it lists. You can see element number 1 is this. So we'll plot the elements, we'll try to know. So element 1 is this, it is undergoing so much stress, it is under compression. Element number 2 is this, it is under tension. You can see that value is positive. Element number 3 is under compression again. So you can see this is the stress value in MPa, this is the member force in Newton, this is the strain. So that completes the problem. Next, coming to this problem, here you can create all the key points, lines, everything with the same method, but only thing is there is a load which is inclined at some angle, and slope is given as 25 and 1 here. We can calculate what is this angle. So we can, if you calculate this angle theta, it comes out to be 2.2906 degree. Theta will be tan inverse 1 by 25, which comes out to be 2.2906 degree. So we'll try to model this now in the software. I'll delete the mesh, I'll clear the previous mesh, clear lines, pick all. The mesh is deleted. I'll delete all the lines also, lines and below, pick all. Now I'll try to modify the material property. I want material property to be 2E5, yes, and alpha is not required. I'll delete this, right click and delete, and go to sections, edit. First section, I am going to edit this now. The area for each link is 5000 mm square. Modeling, create key points in active coordinate system. Now create the coordinates of, enter the coordinates carefully. First one I am taking 0 0 0. Next one is 2400, and y coordinate for that is 6000. Next one is 12,000 and 0. 12,000 minus 6, sorry, 2400, and y coordinate is 6000. Apply. Next 12,000, 0, 4 key points are placed. Next 6th and 7th points, it is 6000 minus 3000 coordinate, and y coordinate is 12,000 here. And next coordinate is this is plus 3000, this one, and next is plus 4500 and sorry, 6000 minus 3000 minus 6000. Y coordinate is same. Similarly, this is 6000 plus 3000 plus 6000. Is a sorry, I think I have made a mistake there. I'll delete that extra key point. Create key points active CS. Last point should be 6000 plus 3000 plus 6,000. So all the points are created. I'll join them using straight lines. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I have made a mistake here. I should have created delete key points, this and this. Create key points. Y coordinate will be only 12,000. Plot multi-plots. Create straight lines. This. So this is the geometric model, and I think I missed two more lines. Yeah, one is from here to here. That is the final form of or geometry of the truss structure that is given. We'll mesh this size, mesh attributes, pick all, same section, so you don't have to change anything. Size controls all lines, number of element divisions 1, mesh lines, pick all. You can see the element numbers and node numbers now. Now give the boundary conditions. Boundary conditions, structural displacement on nodes. This node is totally fixed, hinged, but the other node is roller support. So you can fix u, y and uz because x has to be allowed. It is roller support, it can move in x direction. And this node, you have a load which is inclined by 2.2906 degree. Let us rotate the node coordinate system. So I have to go back to modeling, create nodes, rotate node coordinate system by angles. Select this node, click OK, and now you have to rotate the node coordinate system of that node about z axis. So here, and it has to be rotated in anti-clockwise direction. So it is positive. So value is 2.2906 degree. So it is always in degree. So enter 2.2906 degree about z axis. We are rotating the coordinate system of that node. Rotated. Now give the load, apply the load there. So apply nodes, on nodes, select this node, click OK, choose Fy, but load is acting downward, so minus 1000 E3, 1000 kilonewton it is. Click OK. Now you see it is slightly inclined, 2.29 degree inclination you obtain. And other load is here on this node. That load you can apply it as minus same magnitude. Click OK. So you can see this is vertical, but this is slightly inclined. Now you can solve this problem. Solve. Click OK. You can check all the parameters starting from better to read the results. Plot, deform shape. This is the deform shape that you get. Maximum displacement is 69.82 mm. And color plot for displacement you can obtain like this. You can obtain the member forces, stress, everything just by updating this. List it. You can see there are so many elements. You can choose the maximum value here. Stress is maximum at element number 6. Element number 6 in the compressive side. In the tensile side it is maximum here, element number 13. So 6 and 13 are critical elements now. You can just list the elements. Element number 6 is here and element number 13 is here. So these are the two elements which are under maximum stress and in the compression side and tensile side. And list nodal solution, you can list the displacements, everything. You can list the reactions using this option. And you can animate this deformation. This is how it deforms. So we have solved 3 problems in truss. I think we can solve all the remaining other problems with the same methodology. In the next video lecture, we will see how we can solve typical problems on bars. Till then, bye. Thank you.